So I'm Bill McKibben. I'm a writer, and I'm helped set up 350.org, this big global climate campaign. And right now I'm helping organize tarsandsaction.org, which has been coordinating the biggest mass arrest, civil disobedience in many decades in this country.
The reason that it's so great
that
we're occupying Wall Street is because Wall Street has been occupying the atmosphere. That's why we can never do anything about global warming.
That's why we can never do anything about global warming.
Exxon gets in the way.
Exxon gets in the way.
Goldman Sachs gets in the way.
Goldman Sachs gets in the way.
The whole fossil fuel industry gets in the way.
The whole fossil fuel industry gets in the way.
The first thing to realize is that what makes Occupy Wall Street so important is that it's effectively located where the problem is. And the problem is in corporate America and in corporate power. So now we got to take down that corporate power as quickly as we can and in as many places as we can. We think about the financial crisis, you know, what were the most powerful phrase that came out of it was too big to fail, okay? And what that meant politically was we have to give these guys a lot of money so they don't collapse. But what it really meant was that anything that's too big to fail is just too big, plain and simple. And so it was banks that got too big, and it's energy companies that got way too big, and it's industrial agriculture that got way too big. And we have to figure out how to reduce the size of those sectors, regulate the heck out of those businesses so they no longer can threaten us in the same kind of way.
The sky does not belong to Exxon. They cannot keep using it. As a sewer into which to dump their carbon. If they do, we've got no future. And nobody else on this planet has a future.
I think, going forward, that probably for Occupy Wall Street, one of the things that people will start realizing is how important a role the fossil fuel industry plays. It's the most profitable enterprise that human beings have ever engaged in, and the most dangerous. The oil industry and the coal industry have all the money in the world. Exxon made more money last year than any company in the history of money. So we're never going to be able to outspend them to get our message across. We're going to have to figure out different currencies to work in. And sometimes those will be art and passion and spirit and creativity, and sometimes they'll be our bodies. And we'll have to put those on the line too in order to make the point. Peaceful civil disobedience is returning to this country in a way that it hasn't been seen in a long time, and that's an awfully good sign.
In the last 3 years, at 350.org, we've had 15,000 rallies. In every country. Except North Korea. Most of those places don't produce that much carbon. They need us. To act with them and for them. Because the problem is 20 blocks south of here. That's where the empire lives. And we've got to figure out how to tame it. And make it work for this planet. Or not work at all. Thank you guys very much.